From the CSI Baseball Complex on the campus of the College of Staten Island, CSI Sportsnet presents NCAA Division II baseball coverage live on the ECC network. In today's conference matchup, the Molloy University Lions take on the College of Staten Island Dolphins. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Joe Foreman, alongside my broadcast partner, Nick Bavona. And Nick, the Dolphins come in looking for their first victory over Molloy in program history. The Lions come in a perfect 4-0 in conference play. The Dolphins are in need of a conference win. We look forward to today's matchup. Should be a good one.
Yeah, Joe, the Dolphins coming off a loss on Monday to Queens College, in which they lost 11-3. They lose 3 out of 4 in that series to Queens. And this is a tough Molloy team that they're going to be facing today. Molloy is coming off a sweep over Mercy. And in that 4-game series, Joe, the big number in that series, 55 runs scored by the Lions offense. They are a formidable offensive juggernaut, to say the least. They scored 27 runs against Dominican on March 19th, and they're hitting .314 as a team collectively. So for the CSI pitching staff, they're going to need to come out today, with a really good outing in order to get a big win.
No doubt about that. This Lions team presents a big challenge for the Dolphins entering today's conference matchup. And this is, of course, the McDonald's pregame show. McDonald's, our scoreboard sponsor here at the College of Staten Island. And once again, we welcome you in to the CSI Baseball Complex. But, Nick, as you said, this Molloy offensive team, a juggernaut, a 27-run game, a 20-run game, a 23-hit game, a 21-hit game. They had one game where they drew 18 walks against Dominican, that 27-run game that you mentioned before. They've also hit 3 home runs in 2 separate games. This season, they've had a 6-game winning streak, and they're in the midst of winning 8 of their last 10, entering today's game against the Dolphins. However, they did lose last time out against Goldie Beacom, perhaps an opening for the Dolphins in that regard.
Dolphins' really biggest key to this game, Joe, is going to be getting to that pitching staff. Goldie Beacom took advantage of that in later innings. They won on a walk-off fashion in the bottom of the 9th inning, winning 10-9 on Wednesday. If CSI is going to have a chance in this game, it's going to come down to 2 things. Either they're going to have to pitch really well against a very good hitting lineup in the Lions, or they're going to have to keep up with the pace of the Lions' offense today and go pound for pound with them.
Not an easy task for this Dolphins team that is coming off of losses in 3 of their last 4 games. All 4 of those games played in East Coast Conference play against CUNY rival Queens College. It was a heartbreaker last Friday for the Dolphins in Flushing. They led by 4 entering the 9th. That game got away. They lost 10-9. The Dolphins then split a doubleheader at home over the weekend on Sunday. They wrapped up the series with a loss on Monday after a really tough first inning against Queens. The Dolphins fell behind big and were not able to get within striking distance the rest of the way. We already mentioned it. As for Molloy, they suffered a 1-run loss in their last game. That was on Wednesday against Goldie Beacom, 10-9. You mentioned it, Nick. The Lightning winning in walk-off fashion. Prior to that game, Molloy had won 4 straight following a sweep of Mercy College in ECC play.
It's going to be really tough for CSI when you're facing a lineup like this. You have about 5 players for this Molloy team that are batting over 300. That is really going to be tough for CSI going into this pitching matchup, especially for Ryan Kehoe. He's going to have to try to keep these bats at bay in order to give CSI a huge win.
CSI's starting pitching has been very good this year. Kehoe has certainly been a part of that, was in contention for East Coast Conference Pitcher of the Week on more than one occasion, won the award once. So Kehoe definitely a formidable pitcher on the mound for the College of Staten Island in this game. And you said it already, Nick, the Dolphins are going to need a strong effort from their starting pitcher. And while we have some time before the introduction of starters, we'll get you the numbers for CSI starting pitcher Ryan Kehoe. In 6 appearances and 5 starts this year, Kehoe has pitched to a 4.34 ERA with a record of 2 wins against 1 defeat. He does have a complete game and a save this year. In 29 innings, which leads the Dolphins, he has allowed 31 hits, 15 runs, 14 of those earned. He has walked 13 and struck out 39. So 39 strikeouts in 29 innings is certainly something the Dolphins can hope to look forward to in this game. They might need it.
Yeah, and we saw it kind of like that in Chestnut Hill. He had 12 strikeouts in that 7-inning win against Chestnut Hill, but his last start was not really the biggest start for him. He went 3 2/3, allowed 9 hits, 4 earned runs, and a walk. Did have 6 strikeouts. Dolphins are really going to need him today in this 9-inning game to go a pretty good amount of distance in order to keep them in the lead or at least keep them within reach against this Lions lineup. But we'll have to see how they face the Lions pitching staff because they also, Joe, have been a pretty good staff this season.
They have been, and the Dolphins' offense that will be tasked with facing that Molloy pitching staff is led in batting by Michael Kehoe. He will once again be at the top of the Dolphins lineup today. He's second on the team in hits, comes in hitting .381 to lead the team, leads the team in doubles, leads the team in slugging, leads the team in on-base percentage. He has been a steady presence atop the Dolphins lineup. Freshman Vincent Weigel has also been huge for the Dolphins this year. He comes in hitting at .375. He is tied for second on the team in runs scored, is second in runs batted in, and second in slugging. Fellow freshman A.J. Vigliotti has also had a nice season, and Shendi Ulaj continues to produce for the Dolphins in the middle of their lineup. He bats second in today's game.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting lineup to say. We haven't really seen this type of lineup from CSI going into today's game. Both the Casigliones are not playing, so it's going to be interesting to see how CSI lineup does in this matchup, because you're going to really need that top of the order to get on base early on. The Dolphins attack early in this game, Joe. They might have a really good chance of pulling off this upset.
And if the Dolphins are going to pull off the upset, they will have to fare well against Molloy starting pitcher Charlie Cucciara. He comes in having appeared in 6 games this year, all starts. He's pitched to a 4-1 record with a 2.27 ERA in 39 2/3 innings. He's allowed 37 hits, just 12 runs, only 10 of those earned. He has walked only 4 and struck out 36. So you said it, Nick. The Dolphins will need to be aggressive in today's game to get to Cucciara. He is a pitcher that does not issue free passes.
Yeah, and his last start against Mercy, he had 7 innings, 8 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, 5 strikeouts. He has been a formidable, pitcher this year for the Lions. 6 appearances, 6 starts, 39 2/3 of an inning pitched. He's 4-1 with a 2.27 ERA, 36 strikeouts, and opponents are batting .237. He is really a tough pitcher to hit against. Dolphins, like we said earlier, are going to need to get to him early in this game if they're going to have a chance.
No question about it. And while we have a few short moments before the introduction of starters, let's take a look at the Molloy offense. They are led in hitting by J.J. DeVito. He comes in hitting at .373 on the season. He is tied for the team lead in home runs with 3. He leads the team in slugging at .614 among qualifiers. Chris Peralta also close behind him, but he has only played in 14 games. DeVito has played in 22. DeVito also leads the team in on-base percentage at an even .500 and has stolen 11 of 13 bases on stolen base attempts. So he's been a fairly successful base stealer this year. That's something else the Dolphins will have to look out for today. Garrett Scavelli, second on the lines in hitting. Aiden Larkin, third, both hitting right around .350. Scavelli has reached 100 at-bats on the season. He leads the team in hits with 35 and in doubles with 10. He is also tied for the team lead in RBIs with Aiden Larkin and Jake McCarthy. All 3 of those Lions have 23 runs batted in on the year. So those are some names Ryan Kehoe will have to contend with. Starters are being introduced out on the field. The national anthem will be played shortly, so we will step aside and take a break. This has been the McDonald's pregame show. East Coast Conference matchup between Molloy University and the College of Staten Island coming up next right here on CSI Sportsnet, a proud part of the ECC Network.
Kettle Black on Staten Island, a top 5 wing joint in America by Food and Wine magazine. Serving daily lunch and dinner at the bar or on the floor. Perfect for family and group parties with top shelf drink and delicious food. From great times with good friends. Live sports and watch parties. To Staten Island's hottest nightlife. The Kettle Black features live music and DJs weekly. The Kettle Black features daily and nightly food and drink specials. The best Staten Island has to offer is at the Kettle Black. We'll see you there at the Kettle Black, located on 415 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
Cobra, a taco joint, Staten Island, where we're proud to have shared our family-first spirit with people from throughout New York City and the world. With indoor dining available both at the bar and on the floor. Or step outside for additional seating and an outdoor bar. serving beer that's crisp, ice cold, and worthy of a day at the beach. Cocktails that explode with flavor. And great food made with the freshest and healthiest ingredients available. Events feature food and drink specials, live music, and the best of Staten Island nightlife. Your CSI Student ID saves you 10% on your dining order at Hobra. Visit us at 412 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
And we are back from the CSI Baseball Complex, where the College of Staten Island is getting set to take on Molloy University in East Coast Conference play. As we mentioned during the pregame, it will be Ryan Kehoe on the mound for the College of Staten Island, looking to slow down a Molloy offense that comes in red hot. Though they did lose their last game, the Lions are still one of the premier teams in the ECC. 4 big wins over Mercy College. The Dolphins dropped 3 out of 4 to Queens this past weekend. CSI will be looking to rebound on their home field here this afternoon.
Yeah, and, Joe, you brought it up earlier in the pregame about J.J. DeVito leading the team with 11 steals on 13 attempts. That's a team. They have 52 stolen bases out of 64 attempts. So CSI really needs to keep them off the bases because this team is going to run, and they're going to make them pay if they get on base at any point in this game.
Very quickly ahead of first pitch, I will get you the starting lineup for the Lions. Leading off is the left fielder, number 4, Tom Lebrecht. Batting second is the center fielder, number 34, Garrett Scavelli. Batting third is the right fielder, number 3, Anthony Menacero. In the cleanup spot is the designated hitter, number 21, Gavin McAloney. Batting fifth is the third baseman, number 25, Aiden Larkin. Batting sixth is the first baseman, number 28, Chris Peralta. Batting seventh is the shortstop, number 17, Chris Eineman. Batting eighth is the catcher, number 44, Stephen Kalika. And batting ninth is the second baseman, number 7, Robbie Keene. First pitch of the game on its way from Kehoe, and that is fouled up and over the seats. And we are underway from the College of Staten Island.
Ryan throwing to his brother Michael today as Michael's behind the plate. The Kehoe brothers will try to keep these Lions bats, get it from getting on base today.
And I will try to keep myself from confusing the two Kehoes as that's lined into the right center field gap for an extra base hit. And very quickly, Molloy has the leadoff man on as Tom Lebrecht delivers a leadoff double.
Nice job by Lebrecht getting on second with a leadoff double. Molloy does this a lot, Joe. They get it into the first or second pitch, and they wait, and they're going to strike early and often. So CSI is going to have to try to avoid giving up this run early on. Runner on second, nobody out.
Runner in scoring position early for Molloy. And the First pitch from Kehoe to Garrett Scavelli misses high for ball one. Scavelli comes in hitting at an even .350 on the year, 35 for 100. Comes the 1-0. And there's a half swing, but Scavelli went around.
Scavelli has 23 RBIs on this season. He's tied for the team lead with 23. Has a chance right here to take the team lead with a hit right here.
Comes the 1-1, and that catches the outside corner for a called strike two.
Big opportunity for Kehoe to get a big first out with a strikeout right here.
The top of this Molloy lineup is very dangerous. Here comes the 1-2, and that just missed. In the field for the Dolphins, at first Vigliotti, at second Myers, Cipoletti at short, Weigel at third, Kehoe behind the plate, as Ryan Kehoe puts that one over for a called strike three.
That's now 40 strikeouts on the year for Ryan Kehoe. He had a huge first out for the Dolphins.
In the outfield for CSI, left to right, Burkhead, Martinez, Santiago. And that pitch is in for a called strike one.
Outfield, usually we're not accustomed to, Joe, with Martinez in center field and Burkhead starting in left field.
This is not a Dolphins unit we've seen, here at home anyway, as that's blocked nicely behind the plate by Kehoe. Anthony Manacero at the plate. He comes in hitting .414. That would be good for the team lead, but he's not yet among qualifiers for the team lead in hitting, having appeared in just 9 games, as that's fouled back. Opportunities today for a lot of Dolphins who haven't gotten as much playing time as in years past. Here comes the 1-2. And that's fouled away. And we've said it more than once already. CSI freshmen have been a big part of what this team has done this year. On the mound and playing the field. Not necessarily for their defense, but Shendi Ulaj typically occupies the designated hitter spot. As that's chopped foul, and that forces some of these freshmen to get out into the field, and they've been regulars in the starting lineup. Freshmen such as Vigliotti and Weigel, who are both in there at the corner infield spots today.
And they're two of the best CSI hitters when it comes to batting average and their slugging percentage. They have been really good their first year here with the Dolphins.
Comes another 1-2, and once again, that's chopped foul.
Manacero trying to work the count up for Kehoe and try to force him to throw something that would be a mistake pitch to bring home the runner from second.
1 ball and 2 strikes the count on the Lions' right fielder. And Kehoe's pitch is fouled back. Well, you have to like the way Kehoe has rebounded from that leadoff double. He got the strikeout of a very dangerous hitter in Scavelli and has not shied away from attacking here against Manacero.
We saw that on Sunday with John Esposito. He had a couple of his, doubles he gave up in that game. It was able to work out of trouble.
And that 1-2 pitch misses down and away. And you mentioned Esposito in that doubleheader on Sunday. Got into big trouble in the first inning with 2 in scoring position. Then had a couple of clean innings in the second and in the third. But after that, he worked out of trouble every inning as Weigel looks the runner back to second and throws across the diamond to retire Manacero for the second out.
Nice job by Kehoe to stay in the at-bat, a long at-bat for Manacero, filing off a couple of pitches. Worked the count to 2-2, but a big second out. So Dolphins are 1 out away from getting out of the jam after giving up that leadoff double.
That will bring Gavin McAloney to the plate. McAloney comes in hitting .324. So that pitch misses for ball 1. Molloy uses a lot of players. Taking a look up and down this roster, a lot of averages well above the 300 mark. A lot of players who have started several games. And a core group of about 6 players who have started the majority of their games. That pitch catches the zone for a called strike.
There will certainly be no easy outs for the Dolphins today. They're going to have to be careful with every at-bat with this Molloy lineup.
Molloy with a team batting average of .314, a team on-base percentage of .401, as that's chopped to short. Cipolletti throws across the diamond, and the side is retired. So Michael Kehoe, I should say Ryan Kehoe, that's the first time today I've done that, but the Dolphins starter Ryan Kehoe surrenders a leadoff double and strands a runner in scoring position. We're through the first half inning of play from the College of Staten Island. No score.
NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student-athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student-athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student-athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
And we are back from the College of Staten Island. No score heading to the bottom half of the first inning. Lions open the game with a double by Tom Lebrecht. Nothing more from Molloy in the road first inning. And the Dolphins will get their first opportunity against Lions starting pitcher Charlie Cucciara.
Yeah, good job by Kehoe to get out of that top of the first inning after the leadoff double. His brother Michael will lead off here in the bottom of the first inning. As we said in the pregame show, Joe, the Dolphins really need to attack early in this game. They did that on Sunday in game number 2 with John Esposito's start. They attacked early, got 3 runs in the first inning, and they held on to win that game. If they could do that again today, they have a really good chance.
First opportunity at the plate belongs to Michael Kehoe. Already mixed up he and Ryan once. You won't see Ryan hit today. He will do all of his work on the mound. Michael has been the Dolphins' leadoff hitter for much of the season, and he's on to get things started after being hit by the pitch.
Well, one pitch in, and the Dolphins already have a runner on first base.
Not the start Cucciara was looking for. First pitch he throws, plunks Kehoe. That will bring up Shendi Ulaj. I mentioned it during the pregame. Ulaj quietly just keeps on hitting. And he's done that for his entire Dolphins tenure.
Had a big RBI double in game number 2 of that doubleheader on Sunday in that bottom of the first inning.
11 RBIs for Ulaj. Gives him a share of the team lead as he looks at ball 1. And the 1-0 pitch catches the outside corner. Comes the 1-1. That's in for a strike. Ulaj behind 1-2. That's fouled away. That hit batter, a bit more surprising for Cucciara to open this game, given, as we mentioned during the pregame, he's only walked 4 batters all season. Command typically not an issue for him, as Ulaj fights off another one.
That was only his 4th hit by a pitch this season, so you're right, Joe. He does not allow a lot of base runners when it comes to free passes, but on the first pitch of the game, he hit Kehoe to now give the Dolphins an opportunity.
Count remains 1-2. And that is lined over the outstretched glove of the shortstop, Eineman, and into center field for a base hit.
You talked about Joe Shendi has been red hot as of late. Nice job to keep the count going at 1-2. Gets a ripping single into center field. And now first and second, nobody out. Angel Santiago has a great opportunity to put the Dolphins on the board first.
There you get a look at that base hit by Ulaj right back up the middle. No need to switch our camera shot on that one. As Angel Santiago has a good opportunity here with 2 on and nobody out.
Angel looking for his first RBI of the season. A single right here would do the trick.
We've seen the Dolphins bunt in these spots before. Don't think they will here. It's going to take more than small ball today as Santiago looks at ball 2.
Santiago in the driver's seat, and especially with Vigliotti on deck. This is a great chance for CSI to pounce early on this Lions pitching staff.
Here comes the 2-0. That finds the corner. Kehoe, the runner on second. Ulaj over at first. A hit batter and a single have put 2 on for the Dolphins in the home first. And Santiago looks at strike 2.
Santiago now will try to protect himself at the plate, just like Shendy did in the previous at-bat.
Here comes the 2-2. And that misses for ball 3.
A dangerous count here now. A walk would load the bases, so let's see if Cucchiera can get out of it. 3-2. Huge pitch coming right here.
Cucchiara wanted that call. The count is full on Santiago. The payoff pitch is looked at for a called strike 3.
Huge first out for the Lions. Both runners did advance and steal. So now second and third, first base is open for the Lions. So let's see how they approach this at bat, because even if you put Vigliotti on first, Weigel, who has also been red hot as of late, is on deck with potential bases loaded if he gets up.
And Vigliotti takes inside. AJ comes in hitting at 310. Chance here to take the team lead in RBIs with a hit. Now, I didn't see it happen, but Nick, both runners moved up.
Yep.
When did that happen?
That happened on the third pitch strike. They were running on the 3-2 count.
Didn't see it. And that catches the outside corner, so I completely missed it. The runners did take off on 3-2. Very surprising there was no throw. They must have had a great jump. And Vigliotti takes outside.
Now 3-1, as I said earlier. First base is open. If Vigliotti gets on first, the bases would be loaded for Weigel.
Now, before I asked you, you didn't mention the runners had gone, did you?
I did.
Ooh, that looks bad. That's what happens when you're operating the scoreboard, the camera, and trying to do play-by-play.
You're getting a little bit of a criticism now from the other room. Lewis is asking if you need the knocks to see the runners moving.
That one's lined toward the left side and off the glove of Eineman and into left center field. That will score 2 runs. It's a 2 RBI single for A.J. Vigliotti, and the Dolphins lead it 2-0.
Vigliotti now takes the team lead in RBIs with that 2-run single. Now 13 RBIs on the season and a great start for CSI. We said it earlier in the pregame. If they attack early, they've got a really good chance to win this game. 2 runs already here at the bottom of the first inning, and Weigel now coming up to plate.
Eineman had a chance there at short. Not an easy play. Tried to make it on the backhand and could not, as 2 runs came in. Vincent Weigel, the batter. And that's lined through the right side for a base hit. Vigliotti moves up to second, and Vincent Weigel keeps the line moving as the Dolphins have 2 on once again.
Joe, there's nothing more that I love than situational hitting. You saw it between the first and second baseman. There was a nice gap in right field. Weigel took advantage of that, hit it into that gap, gets a single now to make it first and second, 1 out, and a great chance for Martinez to get an RBI here.
Tyler Martinez comes in hitting .216, 8 of 37 on the season, and he looks at a strike. Dolphins already with 3 hits here in the opening inning. Still just one out. Comes the 0-1. That misses outside. Here comes the 1-1. There's a big swing and a miss by Martinez for strike 2.
Martinez trying to keep the hit parade going right there, but just missed it on that one. Now 1-2 in this count.
Here comes the 1-2 pitch. That misses well inside. Brian Burkhead would be next. Burkhead has started just 6 times this year, but early in the season, if I'm not mistaken, he was the regular outfielder, whether it was in left, center, or right. A regular outfielder, I should say, as that's chopped back toward the mound. Might be a tough play, but Cucciara makes it look easy as he throws out Martinez for out number 2.
That's a huge out forced by the Lions, because if they were to get an infield single, it would load the bases. Burkhead now comes up the plate. 2 runners in scoring position. First base again is open for the Lions. We'll see what happens here, but if you're the Lions, you need to get this out to avoid any further damage from happening in this bottom of the first inning.
Burkhead comes in hitting an even .250. 5 of 20 on the season. Big spot for him as he looks at that pitch on the outside corner for strike 1.
So a little bit of Burkhead when we were at the Silent Ferry Hawks. So you're right, Joe. We haven't really seen him that much in these last couple of games. Gets a great opportunity today starting in left field.
That's chopped to the left side. Handled at third. And the throw to first is in time to retire the side. Dolphins will settle for 2 in the opening inning. They lead Molloy 2-0 heading to the second.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can. And then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves. Our vision, our heart, our drive to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
Top half of the second inning about to get started from the CSI Baseball Complex. And Nick, you said it during the pregame, and it looks like you hit the nail right on the head. The Dolphins had to be aggressive early in this game, try and jump out to an early lead, and they did just that.
They need to, especially with this offense, because Molloy is going to attack for runs at some point in this game. It's going to be really tough for Kehoe to keep them, not getting on base. But he did a good job in the first inning getting out of jam, and the Dolphins, rewarded him with 2 runs.
That's hit softly to the right side, handled by Vigliotti, who throws to Kehoe for out number 1.
1 pitch, 1 out to start the top of the second inning. Kehoe has looked pretty good since that leadoff double.
Nice start to inning number 2 for the CSI starting pitcher. Very quickly, 1 gone in the inning. And stepping to the plate will be Chris Peralta. First pitch to Peralta, misses for ball 1. I mentioned it earlier, Peralta leads the team in slugging, but he has not yet made it among qualifying players due to playing time. Comes in with 47 at-bats.
We talked about with CSI getting some opportunities today. The Lions also have a couple batters in this lineup getting some opportunities today.
That's chopped to third. Should be an easy play for Weigel. And he throws out Peralta for the second out.
2 quick groundouts forced by Kehoe here in the top of the second inning. It is 1 out away from a 1-2-3 top of the second.
Well, if you're the Dolphins, after swinging the bats the way they did in the first inning against Cucciara, you'd love to get right back up to the plate following a quick inning from your pitcher and hopefully not give Cucciara a chance to regroup. They're 1 out away from doing just that. There's a big first pitch swing and a miss by Eineman. Eineman was busy in that first inning. Had a couple of balls hit his way, one just over his glove, one on the short hop. That was the Vigliotti RBI hit. He taps one to third. Weigel charges. Throw. Not in time.
That was a tough play for Weigel. Good attempt to make the throw to first, but Eineman just reaches with an infield single to keep the inning going for the Lions.
I'm not sure if Weigel made his way into the view of our camera behind home plate, but he had to charge a long way to get to that one. I presume he didn't make it into the view of our batter's camera. It's an infield single for Eineman, second hit for the Lions. And they now have a 2-out base runner with Stephen Kalika at the plate.
Eineman has 5 stolen bases on the season, so the Dolphins watching him, very intently at first base, trying to make him avoid him from going to second base and putting him in running scoring position.
And don't worry, Stephen Kalika of Staten Island did not transfer. Different Stephen Kalika, different spelling. Molloy Stephen Kalika spells his first name Stephen. Stephen Kalika of CSI, Steven.
Be a meeting of the minds, and maybe Kalika was coming to pitch at one point to have both of them face off. Might be better than the Trout Ohtani at bat from the World Baseball Classic.
Trout and Ohtani didn't have a great day yesterday. Ohtani pitched well.
He
but
did
the
really
Angels
well.
Lost. Not a great day for my Phillies either, as the runner is going, and that is lined into the glove of Cipoletti at short. He did not have to move much, and the side is retired. Once again, Kehoe strands one on base. We head to the home second, with CSI leading Molloy 2-0.
Stop to make sure someone is okay. Get in the way and disrupt the situation.
Notify an authority.
Or walk them home safely.
We can change the language around rape.
We can make campuses safer for our teammates, our friends, and our classmates.
We cannot be bystanders.
Taking action isn't always easy, but it's on us
to intervene.
Because we can. Learn more and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Bottom of the second inning getting started from the CSI baseball complex. Dolphins lead it by 2. And Nick Cipoletti will lead things off for CSI. And very quickly, he sends a base hit into center field. You said it before, Nick. The Dolphins needed to be aggressive. Cipoletti attacks the first pitch, and he's on with the leadoff single.
You've got to love the start CSI has had so far in this game. For the second straight inning, they get the leadoff runner on first. Now Jake Myers coming up to play. CSI really can get a big opportunity to get some more runs for Ryan Kehoe.
I think there is a very good chance the Dolphins bunt here.
You see the third baseman a little bit in, waiting for the bunt.
Molloy definitely anticipating that a bunt might be on in this spot.
Also, Joe, we got to give a shout out to Bryce Waterman. He was in the booth earlier.
No doubt. As Cucciara goes down and makes the sliding throw. What a play by the Lions starting pitcher, and that's a big first out for Molloy.
That's huge. That could have been disastrous for the Lions, but Cucciara gets, the throw to first base, a huge first out, moves the runner into scoring position, but now the top of the order coming up for the Dolphins.
Not a bad bunt by Myers, a better play by Cucciara. The complexion of this inning changes quite a bit with one out versus nobody out, and the Dolphins' leading hitter at the plate, Michael Kehoe.
Kehoe was hit by the pitch, his first at bat in the first pitch, so not an official at bat yet for him. We'll look to get something here to bring home that runner from second.
He bolstered that on-base percentage just a bit with that hit by pitch. Comes the 1-0. That's chopped towards short. Heineman has it, and his throw is in time for the second out.
Lions an out away from getting out of the jam. Up to Shendi Ulaj to bring home that runner from third and make it a 3-0 lead for the Dolphins.
Another chance here for Ulaj. Came to the plate with Kehoe on his first time up. He singled in his first at-bat, and he looks at a strike here.
Shendi had a good at-bat the last time. Was down 1-2 at the count, fouled off a couple of pitches, and got a nice single up the middle. Does that again. He brings home that runner.
And Ulaj hits one hard into left field for a base hit. Cipoletti will score the third Dolphins run, and Shendi Ulaj delivers yet again with an RBI single. The Dolphins now lead at 3-0.
That's his 12th RBI of the season. And once again, Joe, the Dolphins attacking on the first and second pitch of this game. They have been really aggressive early on, and now they've been rewarded with an early 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the second inning.
Here's a look at that last swing by Ulaj once again. He hit that ball hard. And now Angel Santiago sends one the other way, and that's down for a base hit. Ulaj goes first to third, and the Dolphins, with another two-out base hit, now have runners on the corners, 2 away, and A.J. Vigliotti will be the batter.
And there's anyone you want at the plate in another RBI opportunity, it's Vigliotti. A 2-run single his last time up. Another chance here to increase his team lead in RBIs with a single right here.
CSI just keeps the line moving. Vigliotti with a big opportunity here. And he takes a strike. Cucciara had come in, having allowed just 10 earned runs in 39 2/3. Dolphins have gotten to him now 3 times in the first 2 innings. Vigliotti quickly behind 0-2. And he looks at that pitch down and away.
Vigliotti trying to protect himself at the plate, not chase anything. Try to bring home another run with already 2 RBIs of the day.
Cucciara looks over toward first. Here comes the 1-2. And that's hit in the air. Down the right field line. That might be a fair ball. And it is just foul.
By a couple of inches, Joe. The shift almost hurting the Lions on that play. Big, big sigh of relief for Molloy. Just a foul ball. It remains 1-2.
Try and get you a little bit of a better view of the right field corner here. Not sure it would have helped on that last ball. The count remains 1-2. And that's hit well into left center field. That's down for an extra base hit. Ulaj will score. Santiago is being waved home. Relay throw is cut off at short, and the Dolphins lead it 5-0.
Vigliotti pumped up at second base. He slams down the hammer at the second base bag. Another 2 RBI hit for him. 4 RBIs already in this game. What a start for the Dolphins. They now have a 5-0 lead. 15 RBIs in the season, I should say, for Vigliotti. And now a mound visit for the Lions. It's been a rough start to this game for them. Big opportunity for CSI to get another runner home with Weigel coming up.
What a start to this game for the Dolphins. They now lead it by 5. CSI against Queens didn't score much after Friday. Lost 15-5 in Game 1 on Sunday, won 3-1 in Game 2, and then lost 11-3 on Monday. They've already scored 5 times here in this game, and they still have a chance for more. But their second leading hitter, Vincent Weigel, coming to the plate in a runner in scoring position.
And Weigel, the last time, got a single between the first and second baseman. Kind of seen the same shift on this at bat again. If he's able to do it again, Joe, he's got a great opportunity to bring home that runner from second.
No action in the Molloy bullpen. And they will check on Vigliotti at second. Now, if the Lions are forced to make a pitching change, that really sets the tone for this series, because if you have to go through a lot of pitching in the first game, that puts you in a tough spot in games 2, 3, and 4. The good news for Molloy in that scenario would be that it looks like tomorrow might become a day off. Rain in the forecast. The games have not yet been canceled officially, but if they are, there will be a doubleheader here on Sunday and a single game at Molloy on Monday. That's chopped toward the middle, and Heineman boots it! That will bring home the 6th Dolphins run!
It goes from bad to worse for the Lions. A big-time E6 for Molloy there, and now 6 runs for the Dolphins, 4 here in the bottom of the second inning. The Dolphins have been aggressive early in this game. 6 runs now on the board, and they're looking to attack for more with Tyler Martinez coming up.
Well, that looked like it was going to be an easy play. Not so, as it went straight through the wickets for Heineman over short. Looked like he got a glove on it as well. And very quickly, Tyler Martinez is now ahead 2-0.
Lions looks like maybe are starting to warm up a pitcher in their pen.
That's it toward the middle, and another chance for Heineman. He can't make the play. Weigel will stop at second. Throw goes behind him, and he gets back in safely.
Now the pitcher warming up for them, Joe, Matthew Gonchar, is up in the pin, or at least, on the outside of the bullpen. He's starting to warm up for the Lions. So first and second, 2 outs. Burkhead with another RBI opportunity here.
And Burkhead swings and misses for strike 1. After this next pitch, we'll get a quick look at that last play. It goes down as a hit, rightfully so.
Yep.
That's fouled away by Burkhead.
That might be caught, though.
In play and making the grab on the run was the third baseman, Larkin. That was not an easy play. And with that, the side is retired. But not before the Dolphins score 4 more runs. They now lead it 6-0 as we head to the third.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor. It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
And we are back from the CSI Baseball Complex here at the College of Staten Island. Great start for the Dolphins early on. They have a 6-0 lead here in the top of the third inning. 6 hits, 8 runs, no errors for the Dolphins. For the Lions, they have 0 runs, 2 hits, and 1 error. And that error was very costly for them and allowed that 6th run to come in for CSI. And Vigliotti now with 4 RBIs on the day could not have asked for a better start to this game, Joe.
No question about that, Nick. As CSI leads by 6 entering the third inning. And if you're a fan of the Dolphins, you have to love the way they've bounced back after a tough weekend against Queens. They will look to Ryan Kehoe to keep them in front by a comfortable margin here as he misses high with his first pitch of the third inning.
Kehoe has waited a little bit of a good time in between innings. The first inning, he had a little bit of time to wait to himself. The second inning, he's had a little bit of time to wait to himself. So he's been well rested in between these half innings.
At the plate now is Robbie Keane, and he looks at a strike. Keane comes in hitting .301 on the season. That pitch is in for a strike. Now, this is something Molloy is certainly not used to. I'm not sure if they've been behind by 6 runs all season.
That's something to look into. I don't think they have either, Joe.
Obviously, we haven't watched every game as Keane looks at a called strike 3 here. But let's see if they've lost the game by 6. They have lost the game by 7. Twice. And they've lost by 6 once.
They've been very dominant in the month of March with all these runs they have scored. But they're now the ones, looking up at the big deficit on the board, and now they're going to have to be the ones to rally back.
That pitch is in for a strike. On occasion, you'll see non-conference games where teams give other players who typically don't get a chance to play an opportunity to get into the lineup. And sometimes you'll see crooked numbers in those non-conference games. So every once in a while, you'll get one of those games where you can really discount a lot of what you see in terms of run differential and hit totals and numbers like that. But today's certainly not one of those days. The Lions are starting their number 1 pitcher. Dolphins, you could argue, are starting 1A, but John Esposito is certainly the ace of the staff. There's a swing and a miss, and that is strike 3.
Kehoe with 2 early strikeouts here in the top of the third inning. 1 out away from a 1-2-3 top of the third. Lions will try to keep the inning going, trailing by 6.
Well, not only have the Dolphins come out swinging the bats very well, but Molloy, since that leadoff double, nothing more than an infield hit.
We talked about it, Joe, in the pregame. This is what the Dolphins needed to do. They needed to score early, and they also needed some good pitching from Kehoe. They so far have gotten both. Can that consistency keep up, though?
There's a big swing and a miss on that pitch. Garrett Scavelli at the plate after Tom Lebrecht struck out in front of him. And the 1-1 is in for a called strike 2.
Kehoe looking to strike out the side here. Get another good outing here in the top of the third.
Here comes the 1-2. And that misses away.
Trying to force him to chase on an outside pitch. Now 2-2 in this count.
Not only has Kehoe been effective, he's kept his pitch count down as well. This is number 42. That's tapped back to the mound. Underhand toss by Kehoe to first in time. And it's a 1-2-3 third inning for the Dolphins starter. His team leads 6-0 heading to the bottom of the third.
Wayne State Medical School has been my dream medical school since I was 5. Athletics are important, but so is service, so is research, so is becoming a better person. And we expect you to do well athletically, but don't forget the reason you're here, which is to give back to your community and to get good grades. It was my sophomore indoor season. It was the first year with our new head coach. And he comes in and he's like, we could be a national contending team if you guys work hard. And I heard him and I was like, well, I want to be a national champion. I want to be an All-American. And I bought in because he bought into our team. And I qualified to go to indoor nationals. I decided I wanted it, so I went and grabbed it.
We are back from the CSI Baseball Complex. Dolphins lead by 6 as we play in the bottom half of the third. And Nick Cipoletti looks at a strike.
Cipoletti led off that bottom of the second inning where the Dolphins got 4 runs with a leadoff single.
Cipoletti is 1 for 1. Of the 8 Dolphins, including Cipoletti now, who've come to the plate twice, 6 have a hit. Count now 1-2 on the Dolphin shortstop. And that pitch is hit a mile high out to right field. And waiting underneath it to make the catch is Manacero for the first out. That will bring Jake Myers to the plate. Myers laid down a sacrifice his first time. And he looks at a strike.
And not for a good play by Cucciaro, would have got on first base with a single.
That would have given the Dolphins 9 hits. They have 8 right now. Comes the 1-1. That's chopped to third. Handled cleanly on the hop. Throw across the diamond in time, and Myers is retired.
2 quick outs forced by the Lions. Keogh now comes up, top of the order coming up for the Dolphins as they try to keep the inning going.
Kehoe officially 0 for 1. Reached on a hit by pitch his first time up. Then stole a base that I somehow missed. Nick filled me in. I didn't hear him. Commented as if it had never happened. Happens to the best of us. As the 1-0 is fouled back.
You know, there's a lot of into the production, so you know you were doing what you had to do with the keeping up with the scoreboard, and so it's tough.
Effectively, we're one person short up here, but we're always one person short at baseball and softball. Communications interns for broadcasting, not always easy to find, as that misses low. Two and two the count on the Dolphins catcher. Cucciaro's pitch on its way. And that is swung on and missed for strike 3, as that was held in the catcher's glove. Kehoe a strikeout victim, and the side is retired. Quick 1-2-3 inning for Cucciaro on the mound. His team comes to the plate, trailing 6-0.
My dad was a soccer coach and bought this little book bag. I could sit in the book bag, like facing backwards and with like my legs out. So I'd be in his book bag when my dad coaches and the ball's going around. I'm like kicking at the ball in the back. And my dad was like, "We have a prodigy." So he put me into soccer and it just progressed from there. The catalyst was the opportunity to play soccer at a Division II school. On my team, I thrive to work as hard as I can. I mean, whatever you do on the field, there's a positive correlation to whatever else you do, be it personal relationships, homework, the way you carry yourself. I've changed since I got to King University. It's really helped me to develop as a leader. I think it's honestly the best thing that's ever happened.
Anthony Manicero to lead things off for the Lions here in the top half of the fourth inning. A very quick third inning from the College of Staten Island. Dolphins went down 1-2-3 for the first time. Ryan Kehoe right back to work on the bump. He's ahead 0-1 and make it 0-2.
Looking for an early strikeout to start here at the top of the fourth inning. Had 2 in the last inning.
Manicero 0 for 1. The 2 Molloy hits belong to Lebrecht and Eineman as that misses outside. Comes the 1-2. And that's swung on and missed for strike 3.
Kehoe with another strikeout there to start the top of the fourth inning. Been off to a great start so far. About just midway point here in this game.
Kehoe has looked really good in this game so far. 1 gone here in the road fourth. And that pitch is in for a strike.
We've seen a lot in these at-bats. Kehoe is getting first pitch strikes a lot. That is really good to his success so far in this game.
Gavin McAloney at the plate. And he takes strike 2. Comes the 0-2. That's fouled away.
Have to lean over Joe and see, make sure no one's parked over there. So we all know we're accustomed to. Could be some accidents potentially with these foul balls.
Do not park in the first 2 rows. I say it every season, and I'll say it again right now.
I had to move my car because of that.
Here comes the 1-2. And that is swung on and missed for strike. Excuse me, for strike 3.
Tongue twister there.
Just a bit as I was sending a text. That might be an all-time tongue twister.
Nice strikeout for Kehoe there. 2 quick outs for the Dolphins, and Kehoe 1 out away from a 1-2-3 fourth inning.
That one's going to get replayed. Hopefully not too many times. We'll have a laugh about it over dinner later as that pitch misses for ball 1. That's in for a called strike.
Third straight batter for Kehoe. He's gotten the down, or no, excuse me, I thought the count was 0-2. It's 1-1. So Kehoe will look to try to get a strikeout here to get a quick 1-2-3 fourth inning.
And Aiden Larkin, who is at the plate right now, fouls that one away. Once again, Kehoe ahead in the count. This time 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Looking to strike out the side here with that 1-2 pitch.
And that one's hit right into the glove of Vigliotti at first. And once again, Ryan Kehoe with a 1-2-3 inning. Dolphins lead at 6-0.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
And we are back for the bottom half of the fourth inning. Our scoreboard read top half of the fourth, but the Dolphins will come to the plate here in the home half of inning number 4. Charlie Cucciara back to the mound. And his counterpart, Ryan Kehoe, has been very strong for the Dolphins thus far. He's now pitched 4 scoreless innings.
Could not have asked for a better start to this game from Kehoe. 2 strikeouts and then the line drive out at first base caught by Vigliotti. Shendy Ulaj will lead off here in the bottom of the fourth, 2, 3, and 4 for the Dolphins.
Well, Nick, the gifts are already rolling in our group chat from that last half inning. Not sure if you saw it yet, as that's fouled away.
Just saw it now. We all have our tongue twisters. It happens.
I was trying to work out a potential broadcast on Sunday, and the issue required immediate attention, so I was working on that while at the same time trying to call the game, and you heard what happened. I said what I said.
It's in the record books.
As Ulaj looks at that one for ball 3.
Ulaj had himself a nice start to the day at the plate. A walk right here will get him on first base.
And once again, that's chopped foul, and the count is full. Now, our schedule here on CSI Sportsnet for the rest of the weekend looks like this. Obviously, today, the Dolphins take on the Lions. This game, a single 9-inning game, as Ulaj takes ball 4. On Sunday, here on Sportsnet, we are going to have at least one game. It could be 2. In Game 1, the Dolphins would be the home team. That game would be a 9-inning game. Game 2 would be a 7-inning game. And that game would be a Molloy home game played here at the College of Staten Island. That's chopped weakly to second. And not hit hard enough for the Lions to turn 2 there. So 1 game today, 9 innings. Potentially 2 games on Sunday. Whether it's 1 game or 2, they'd get started at noon. So for sure, a 9-inning game at noon. Perhaps a 7-inning game after that. A.J. Vigliotti takes inside, and for a moment, I thought the Dolphins might have been protesting he was hit.
It was very close to hitting him.
Certainly was. We'll check on the runner at first, and Santiago's back in.
Vigliotti's having himself a great day at the plate. 2 for 2. A 2-run double his last time up, a 2-run single his first time up.
That's fouled away. Right now, the Dolphins are scheduled to play 2 games at Molloy tomorrow. That appears to be in jeopardy. If they have lights and move the games until later in the day, once again, Vigliotti chops that one foul. If they move the games later, they can probably play rain-free with 40-mile-an-hour winds. So I don't think they're going to play tomorrow.
We'll have to see what Mother Nature brings tomorrow.
And that ball's hit well out to deep left field. That is carrying toward the wall, and that is gone onto the all-new track beyond the left field fence. A.J. Vigliotti with a 2-run homer, and the Dolphins now lead it by 8.
Vigliotti now with 6 RBIs on the day. Big 2-run homer there. His 3rd of the season. It's now 8-0 CSI. Vigliotti now a home run, a single, and a double. He's having himself a monster day here.
And that ball just kept carrying and carrying out to left, Nick. The wind is blowing that way. I think that was gone regardless, but wind or not, that was a shot.
You know, we touched upon it earlier with the freshmen for the Dolphins in this season have been really good. Vigliotti proving it today. Weigel's also had himself a nice day at the plate.
Now, Nick, the question is, did that land on the track on a fly?
I think it did.
That was a long home run. Now, there's a bit of space between the outfield fence and the new track. You can see the corner of the new track on our wide shot right now, but we'll go to the batter's cam as Vincent Weigel looks at strike 3.
Nonetheless, Joe, they did retrieve the ball, so they have it. But it did look like it hit the track when it went out there. But you said it. The ball just kept carrying and carrying on that one.
Now, it might be hard to see out in left center field, directly to the left of the scoreboard, but the American flag out there is really whipping. And you can see, perhaps, on our wide shot, that the wind is blowing to straightaway left. That's it on the ground to short. Einemann's throw to first in time. And Tyler Martinez is retired on the ground out for the final out of the fourth inning. But the Dolphins have scored for the third time in 4 innings. They plate 2 more on the A.J. Vigliotti 2-run homer. They now lead Molloy 8-0.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
First pitch in the 5th is lined straight into the glove of Vincent Weigel for the first out. Now, we had a visit from our athletic communications content creator, Marquise Pickering, caught that home run by A.J. Vigliotti from field level. We asked him if we had a better perspective from him on whether or not that ball landed on the track on a fly, and it might have.
Certainly was a shot by Vigliotti, but how about Weigel with the web gem to start off the top of the 5th inning? Keogh with a quick out number 1.
Kehoe moving right along through this Molloy lineup as that pitch misses down and away. Now, we look to see if the Lions had lost the game by 6, and they had 3 separate times. Have they been shut out this year is the question. We're very early, but Kehoe pitching extremely well, and the Dolphins don't help him out much there as that low throw skips toward the Molloy dugout. And just like that, the Lions have a runner in scoring position.
It's going to be an E6 on the play for the Dolphins. A tough break right there for Keogh. Could have gotten the second out. Now puts a runner in scoring position for the Lions as they look to get their first run of the game.
Now, is that a commentator's jinx, Nick?
It might be.
It just might be, as that was chopped over to short. Cipolletti's throw was low. Vigliotti had a chance. Not an easy scoop. And as a result, Einemann stands over at second base. Now we had a pinch hitter there. I missed that. So pinch hitter from Molloy in that spot was Matthew Gonchar. He stands over at second base. And at the plate right now is Stephen Kalika. Count even at 1-1 on the Lions catcher. And he takes up and away. That error, the first of the game for the Dolphins. 8 runs on 9 hits and an error for Staten Island. No runs on 2 hits and 1 error for Molloy. And that skips in for ball 3.
Walk here would make it first and second with 1 out for the Lions. So let's see if Keogh can get back in the count or get something into play to get that second out.
And I did check, Nick. The Lions have not been shut out this year. They scored 1 run once. Dolphins, on the other hand, opened the season getting shut out a couple of times in their first few games. And there's a big called third strike as Kehoe picks up the strikeout of Kalika, and there are now 2 away.
Was down 3-1 the count, got 2 straight strikes to get that strikeout. Huge second out for the Dolphins. Keogh an out away from keeping this 8-0 lead.
Robbie Keane will be the batter, and he looks at ball 1. Keane is 0 for 1. Struck out his first time up, and he takes a called strike.
Seen a lot of it in this game, Joe. Keogh has not fallen in the count that much. He's done a good job of getting a first or second pitch strike.
Comes the 1-1, and there's a swing and a miss for strike 2.
Now 1 strike away from another strikeout and getting out of this inning. Big pitch coming up here for Ryan Keogh.
Kehoe has 6 strikeouts. 1 strike away from number 7 here. Comes the 1-2. And the batter offered at the pitch. Strike 3 is the call from the home plate umpire. Keane goes down swinging, and the side is retired. Ryan Kehoe with another scoreless inning. He has not allowed a run through 5. Our score, Staten Island 8 and Molloy nothing.
As a student athlete in college, I first got involved with the NCAA at the national level. It was through the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, SAC, gave me an opportunity to advocate on behalf of all student athletes, to affect change and to make an impact. The NCAA is giving the student athlete a platform to voice their concerns and to be able to advocate for what's going to affect their well-being. The policies that are being put in place are speaking towards academics, they're speaking towards well-being, they're speaking towards fairness, creating a culture so that the student athletes have the best experiences possible.
Brian Burkhead will lead things off for the Dolphins here in the 5th, and he looks at a strike.
Ryan Keogh now with 5 scoreless innings on the day. He's pitched himself off to a great start, just allowing just 2 hits and that 1 error. He has been nothing short of great so far in this game, Joe.
That is a fair assessment of the performance for the Dolphins started to this point. He's allowed just 2 hits. That's it on the ground. Handled at second. Throw goes to first, and Burkhead is retired. That will bring Nick Cipoletti to the plate. That's chopped foul. And we've said it more than once already. We'd be shocked if the Dolphins are able to keep Molloy down for a full 9 innings. And Kehoe's been great this year, but this Molloy team is a team that consistently scores a lot of runs. And they have yet to score through the first 5.
Kehoe looking to do something that no other pitcher has done this season. That's potentially shut out this Lions offense.
Perhaps a bit early to have that on our minds, but he's pitched that well as Nick Cipoletti sends one back up the middle for a base hit.
Cipoletti with his second hit of the day. Jake Myers comes up with a runner on first and 1 out.
Double-digit hits for the Dolphins now. That's number 10. And you said it. That's the second for Cipoletti. Jake Myers comes to the plate, officially 0 for 1. And he sends that one in the air. Foul territory. And the catch is made just wide of the first base bag for the second out. And that will bring Michael Kehoe to the plate. Kehoe is 0 for 2 with the runs scored. And I think there's a good chance Cipoletti might look to run here. And Kehoe hits one hard out to center, and that's down for a base hit. Big turn by Cipoletti, and he dives back into second base.
Well, he was definitely running on that. First pitch swinging from Kehoe. He gets a nice single into center field to give Shendi Ulaj another opportunity to bring home a run.
There's another look at that base hit by Kehoe. Another chance here for Shendi Ulaj, who will get some coaching from down the third base line. He comes away with a smile.
You can also see it, Joe. Look at the gap in between the first and second baseman. If Shendi is able to drive something to right field, he's got an RBI right there.
Shendi hits the ball well to all fields, as that is ripped foul.
Another first pitch swing from the Dolphins today. They've done a lot of that in this game, and it's led to those 8 runs.
Shendi's first hit was a line drive into center. The second one was pulled into the left field corner. And they will throw behind Cipoletti. It gets away, but not far enough for Cipoletti to think about third.
Cipoletti is dangerous on the bases. So they're going to keep him, trying to keep him at second base and avoid what could potentially be a double steal.
He would likely score on just about any base hit to the outfield. It would have to be hit pretty hard, as that's hit down toward the right field line. Foul ball. A lot of room along that right field line.
Joe Shendi, the last time, had a chance down that right field line. Almost got a double there, then got the single the next pitch. So the defensive alignment is almost cost the Lions in this game. But 2 foul balls, and now it's still an 0-2 count for Shendi here.
Comes the 0-2. That misses inside. It's a big outfield here at the CSI Baseball Complex. Perhaps there is equal room along both lines, though it looks like they're playing Shendi a bit to pull in the outfield as well. Comes the 1-2, and that misses inside.
Back-to-back inside pitches there. Now Shendi has a 2-2 count. So a chance here for him to maybe, hit something and bring home that runner.
Here comes the 2-2. And that's on the outside corner for a called strike 3. Ulaj goes down looking. The Dolphins strand 2 on base, but their lead remains 8-0 heading to the 6th.
for me just kind of was the glue that kept my family together, I feel like. I don't know what it was that drew me in, but after I started playing for a while and started seeing some early success as a little kid, to see how much it meant to my parents to see me play the game and try to make a difference was really what fueled me to keep playing and stay competitive. Being a triple major is not necessarily easy, but at the same time it is what you make it. Being a tighter-knit university, I have a lot of classes with the same professors, so they know me pretty well. I think it's that personal relationship that really helped me to thrive as a student. I was able to come here and get my triple major, as well as play a super high level of baseball against some of the best players in the country. There's a lot of options here in Division II with a lot of great ball players and a lot of great people, and they make sure that they give you every opportunity to succeed on and off the field.
Sixth inning getting underway from the CSI Baseball Complex. And Ryan Kehoe returns to the mound for the College of Staten Island. I said it earlier, he's kept his pitch count down in this game, just 69 through the first 5 innings. Here in the sixth, he will face the top of the Molloy batting order. Lebrecht, Scavelli, Manicero. That trio a combined 1 for 6. The lone hit belongs to Lebrecht. He opened the game with a double. Just 1 hit from Molloy since.
Kehoe has been really good ever since that leadoff double.
The only other hit he's allowed was on the infield, as that's hit deep to center field. That ball carrying toward the warning track, and Martinez backpedals to make the catch.
We've seen Martinez play a lot of right field this season. Had to track that one down deep into center field, but does a nice job to make a big, loud out number 1 for CSI.
That's about as well as we have seen a ball carried to center field all season. And were it not for the wind, I think that one may have had a chance to leave. That ball is fouled away. Very tough to see, but here's another look at that last swing. And you can see where Martinez caught that ball. Heels on the warning track. And the 0-1 pitch misses.
Certainly in my time here, Joe, I have not seen a ball hit that deep into center field. That was a good job by Martinez to track it down.
I've been calling games here now since 2016, so 7 years. I have never seen a ball hit over the center field fence. That's hit in the air, shallow right. And Myers navigates the wind and makes the catch.
As usually we see with Myers, he sometimes loses his hat, loses on that play, but makes the catch. And Dolphins get 2 quick outs here in the top of the 6th.
Not many loud outs in this game from Molloy. That fly ball to center was the exception, not the rule. There's a bad-looking swing there. At the plate is Anthony Manicero. He's 0 for 2. Struck out once. And that's hit hard and through the middle. Now, did Kehoe get a piece of that?
He might have, because when you saw it after it got past the mound, it was kind of a slow dribbler into center field. But for the Lions, it's now their 3rd hit of the day is to keep the inning going.
Given the sound of that contact, I think he did get a piece. Here's a quick look. He did not. Off the bat, I thought that was hit much harder. Gavin McAloney, the batter. He's behind 0-1 as they check on the runner over at first. Manicero 4 for 4 on stolen bases this year. Huge lead. That pitch misses for a ball.
Dangerous territory because if he was to get out, it'd be a costly out number 3 for the Lions.
There's a swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count on the Lions' designated hitter.
Kehoe looking for another strikeout here to end the inning.
And the 1-2 is on the outside corner for a called strike 3. Another strikeout for Ryan Kehoe. And his team still leads by 8. That punch out is the 8th for the Dolphins starter. The Dolphins come to bat after this break.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor.
It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
Home half of the 6th inning about to get underway from the College of Staten Island. 6 shutout innings so far. For CSI starter Ryan Kehoe, the Dolphins have 11 hits. Molloy did pick up their 3rd hit in that last half inning. That was not reflected on our break board, but for the Lions, they have no runs on 3 hits, 1 error in the game. The Dolphins with 8 runs on 11 hits, 1 error.
Been a great day so far for the Dolphins, both hitting and pitching wise. It's been an all-around good effort for them. They look to keep this lead going and try to get some extra runs for Ryan Kehoe.
3, 4, and 5 due up for CSI. Santiago, Vigliotti, Weigel. As the Dolphins will look to build on their lead. Thus far, I think it's fair to say this has been the best all-around effort by the Dolphins this season. They've hit. They've pitched well. Just the one miscue in the field, but a relatively clean game as Santiago takes strike 2. Comes the 0-2. That skips in for a ball. Going to take a look at what the forecast looks like for tomorrow and see if anything has changed in regards to the weather. That pitch misses low. Now, we had a new pitcher as well from Molloy. Ziv Gar, the new pitcher. We'll get you his numbers in a moment as that misses for ball 3.
Molloy also has a pitcher warming up in their bullpen. Sean Maletti is up on the pen for the Lions.
That's hit in the air out to right field. And the catch is made for the first out. So tomorrow's forecast right now calls for rain to begin at about 5 or 6 in the morning, perhaps a bit earlier. That rain is set to continue until about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. After about 2 o'clock, it looks like it's going to stay clear for a few hours. So there's definitely a chance to get one game in tomorrow. I don't know if they'll choose to do that. But if they do get one in tomorrow, they could then play one on Sunday and one on Monday, or wrap up the series on Sunday. Options are there. Count on A.J. Vigliotti, 2 balls and 1 strike. Vigliotti has 6 RBIs in this game. Hit a 2-run homer his last time up. In what may be the best performance here at home for a CSI freshman at the plate in recent memory.
Double, single, and home run on the day so far.
You know what that means. A triple shy of the cycle. He won't get it here, though, as that pitch misses badly for ball 4. And you have to think that Gar was pitching around him just a bit.
Did not want to give up the cycle on that at bat, so definitely was pitching around him. Gives up the 1-out walk, and we'll have to see if Weigel could do anything with a runner on base.
And Vincent Weigel takes a strike. Now, Ziv Gar comes in, having appeared in 2 games with a record of 0-1. His ERA is north of 23.5 in a very limited sample size, just 2 2/3. He's allowed 10 hits, 7 runs, all earned. He's walked 2 and struck out 2. Opposing batters hitting .625 against him. And Weigel fouls that one away. You have to think that at the very least, the Lions would like to get 2 innings out of him here. All they can do to preserve their pitching for the last 3 games of this series. As you said before, Nick, there is action in the Molloy bullpen. That ball's hit well out to left center field. That's carrying toward the warning track, but the catch is made on the run by Scavelli.
Another loud out, this time for the Dolphins. Weigel hit that one a mile into left center field. Huge second out for the Lions. Let's see if Tyler Martinez can keep the inning going for CSI.
If Weigel hits that a bit more to the left, that's trouble because that's where the wind is blowing. But to get one out to the wall in center field is a very tough ask for any hitter. Tyler Martinez looks at that pitch high for ball 1. Martinez is 1 for 3. And he takes a strike. Comes the 1-1. That's taken low. That pitch misses for ball 3. So if Martinez can get on here, Brian Burkhead would be the batter. That would give him a chance with 2 on and 2 outs. And that pitch misses for ball 4.
Second walk of the inning allowed by Gar, and now another chance for Burkhead. He's had a couple opportunities in this game to bring home an RBI. Another chance here to try to increase the Dolphins' lead.
Burkhead, one of only 2 Dolphins without a hit in this game. He's 0 for 3. He can erase the memory of that 0 for right here with a base hit as he looks at a strike.
Gar needs to get this final out of the inning, or else the Dolphins will get at least 1 run in and increase this lead.
Here comes Gar's 0-1 pitch, and that's it for a called strike 2.
Now a strike away from getting out of it. Burkhead will have to, protect the plate, try to keep something going for CSI.
0-2 the count on the Dolphins' left fielder. And Burkhead wanted time, doesn't get it. Gar wasn't yet ready to deliver. And Burkhead lines one into left center field for a base hit. No time necessary as that skips away. And that will allow Martinez to advance an extra base.
Nice job by Burkhead. He wanted time with the plate, didn't get it. He didn't really need it on that one, though. Gets a nice single into left center field to bring home the 9th run for CSI. They now have a 9-0 lead, Joe.
And with that base hit, Burkhead erases the offer. He picks up an RBI, and the Dolphin lead is now 9. Not sure if that error allowed the extra base or not. It doesn't appear so on the replay, so it looks like Molloy will avoid an error on that play, as that is lined into right center for another Dolphins hit. Burkhead goes first to third. Martinez scores, and the Dolphins lead it by double digits. Our score is now 10-0.
Cipoletti once again going first pitch swinging, and again gets another base hit. This time an RBI single. Also moves Burkhead to third and gives Jake Myers an opportunity to bring home a run. 10-0 CSI. What a day so far for the Dolphins.
And here's a look at that RBI hit by the Dolphin shortstop. As CSI just keeps on hitting. 2 in the first, 4 in the second, 2 in the fourth, and now 2 in the sixth. That's it on the ground to short. And that ball is booted at shortstop.
Another error for the Lions, and it leads to another run for CSI. They now go up 11-0.
I'm not sure anybody could have predicted this. 11-0 Staten Island. As the Lions have continued to make mistakes in the field throughout this game and just haven't been able to put any of the Dolphin hitters away. Michael Kehoe, the batter, and he takes low for ball 1. And how about the work the Dolphins have done in this game with 2 outs?
Gotta love what CSI has done all around in this game. And you said, Joe, with 2 outs, they have been very efficient.
Gar was very close to a scoreless inning, and that was not to be.
Now behind 2-0 in the count to a very dangerous hitter, Michael Kehoe.
And that's taken low.
And if he was to walk him, Joe, Shendi Ulaj with bases loaded, that would be another dangerous at-bat for the Lions. They need to get the out right here.
Here comes a 3-0 pitch. And that's not close. Bases are now loaded. And as I mentioned before, the Lions likely were hoping to get 2 innings out of Gar on the mound, but they may not get 1. We'll see if this is a mound visit to help him regain his composure, or if this is it.
If it isn't for him, it is Sean Molloy coming in. Molloy would come in with bases loaded and 2 outs. So an interesting choice here for the Lions. What will they do here? A base hit into the gap would bring home all 3 runners and would pretty much, for CSI's sake, would put this game out of reach.
I would think they're going to keep him in here. There's really not much more to lose down by 11, though the Molloy offense is certainly capable of scoring 11 runs in 3 innings. That's a really big ask.
The way Kehoe is pitching for CSI, it's really a daunting task for this Lions offense. Let's see if Shendi can increase this CSI lead with 1 swing.
If the Dolphins can get Kehoe through 8 innings or more, and the Lions are forced to go into their bullpen again, that gives the Dolphins a nice advantage should the 2 teams play tomorrow. Comes the 0-1, and Ulaj looks at strike 2.
Quickly behind 0-2 in the count. Let's see if Shendi can protect the plate. We've seen a lot so far in this game from him. We'll need to do it here again.
Comes the 0-2 pitch. And that's it out to right. And the catch is made out there in right field by Manacero for the 3rd out. So the Dolphins strand the bases loaded, but they score 3 more runs in the 6th. They now lead Molloy 11-0.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive, to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
Dolphins lead 11-0 from the College of Staten Island as we play on in the 7th. First pitch of the inning misses for ball 1. Aiden Larkin is the batter. Larkin is officially 0 for 2 at the plate. And he takes a strike.
Keogh has done a great job in this game. 6 shutout innings so far, and a great 11-0 lead for CSI on those 13 hits.
That pitch misses badly for ball 2. The Dolphins are 9 outs away from something they've never done before. They have not beaten Molloy University. Dolphins 0 for 6 against the Lions. Chance today to change that, as that pitch misses for ball 3. 5, 6, and 7 due up for Molloy. And there were some changes in the field. We'll get you those after this next pitch. Those changes from Molloy, as that's lined into right center for a leadoff base hit.
Martinez almost booted that play in center, so it would have allowed the runner to go to second. Able to track it down and keep him at first, but a leadoff single from Molloy here in the top of the 7th inning.
So earlier in the game, Matthew Gonchar pinch hit for Chris Eineman. Then defensively, Chris Giardino came in behind the plate, replacing Stephen Kalika. So those 2 changes for Molloy will be reflected as they move down the lineup. At the plate here is Chris Peralta. The Lions' second baseman is officially 0 for 2. He's behind in the count here, 0-1. And Keogh's pitch misses low. Comes the 1-1. There's a big swing and a miss by Peralta.
You know, Joe, you talked about how Molloy is trying to save their pitching staff for the rest of this series. CSI is trying to do the same thing. If Keogh can get them a couple more innings and save the bullpen for the rest of the series down the stretch.
Well, that was an issue the Dolphins ran into against Queens, as Peralta looks at a called strike 3. But against Queens, the Dolphins used both Kehoe and Kalika in Game 1 last Friday. Now, Kalika typically would have been the Dolphins' 4th starter in that series. They used him in the first game and therefore could not use him in the game on Monday. And that really hurt the Dolphins as they had to go to Angelo DeFilippis in that game. That may have been his first start of the season. If not, he got a start in Myrtle Beach. Runner going from first on the pitch, and the throw by Kehoe way offline. For DeFilippis entering Monday's game, he did have one start. Who knows how prepared he was to get that start on Sunday. Last weekend, the sequence of Dolphins starters was Kehoe, Rice, Esposito, DeFilippis. Time called at the plate. Kehoe checks the runner at second. Comes the 1-2. And there's a good block by Kehoe behind the plate.
Ryan looking for another strikeout here. Get the second out of this inning with that runner in scoring position at second base.
Strikeout here would give him double digits. Runner going for third. No throw. And the count is full. Three and two the count. And there's a big swing and a miss for strike three.
Double digits now for Kehoe with that last strikeout.
Gonchar now 0 for 2 at the plate. As I mentioned before, the new catcher, Chris Giardino, entered the game, I believe it was now 2 innings ago. And will get his first at bat here.
Comes on with a runner on third and 2 outs. Molloy's still looking for their first run of the game. Giardino has a chance right here, down 0-1.
That pitch just missed. That pitch misses for ball 2. And the 2-1 sails high.
Robbie Keane on deck, looking to get in at bat here. 3-1 in this count.
And the 3-1 catches the corner.
Kehoe looking for strikeout number 11 to get out of this jam and keep it 11-0 for CSI.
Kehoe looking to keep the shutout intact. Here comes the payoff pitch, and that's fouled straight back. Here comes another 3-2 pitch. And that misses high for ball 4.
So Robbie Keane will get an opportunity here, first and third. 2 outs, trailing by 11. Molloy looking for that first run of the game. Dolphins trying to get out of the inning and keep the shutout going for Kehoe.
Keane is 0 for 2 at the plate. Struck out twice. That pitch is swung on and missed. Comes the 0-1. That's fouled away.
And once again, Kehoe in a 2-strike count, looking for that 11th K to get out of the inning. See if he forces Keane to chase at something.
This is not the first time a Dolphins pitcher has recorded double-digit strikeouts in the last 7 days. As Once again, that's fouled away. East Coast Conference Pitcher of the Week, John Esposito, had 10 strikeouts in the second game against Queens on Sunday. Runner going from first. That pitch is down in the dirt.
So now 2 runners in scoring position for the Lions. A single could bring home both of them. Could potentially cut the deficit to 9. 1-2 pitch coming up here for Keene.
Here's Kehoe's pitch. And that misses up and in. And it looks like Mike Morrow will have a word with his starter. Kehoe might have been overthrowing just a bit on that pitch. He looked like he tried to put a little bit of extra on that one.
You know, he is looking for that 11th strikeout of the game and trying to keep these runners at base.
There is some stirring in the CSI bullpen. The Molloy bullpen is now quiet. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes on Keene. First base is open. 2 in scoring position, 2 outs. Kehoe looking for 7 shutout innings. That might do it, but it looks like that ball will get out of play. Right above us. Thankfully not through the window.
Had to close the windows today, Joe, from that instance for that incident, I should say, on Sunday.
The windows are closed today after I was hit by a foul ball in Sunday's doubleheader.
How are your ribs?
We're getting by.
Okay.
We're getting by.
That's fair.
And the 2-2 is hit well out to center. Martinez stumbled, but he recovers and makes the catch for the third out. 7 scoreless for Ryan Kehoe. The Dolphins lead by 11. Home half of the 7th after this break.
Hobra, a taco joint, Staten Island, where we're proud to have shared our family-first spirit with people from throughout New York City and the world. With indoor dining available both at the bar and on the floor. Or step outside for additional seating and an outdoor bar. Serving beer that's crisp, ice cold, and worthy of a day at the beach. Cocktails that explode with flavor. And great food made with the freshest and healthiest ingredients available. Events feature food and drink specials, live music, and the best of Staten Island nightlife. Your CSI Student ID saves you 10% on your dining order at Hobra. Visit us at 412 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
Bottom of the 7th inning from the College of Staten Island, where the Dolphins lead 11-0. And we have a new pitcher into the game for Molloy University. As we mentioned during the previous inning, Sean Maletti was throwing. He is now on to pitch for the Lions.
Maletti will try to keep this an 11-0 game. Great job by Ryan Kehoe. Had second and third, but was able to get a fly ball out to end the top of the 7th inning and keep the shutout going for him.
There is tossing going on in the CSI bullpen. As the first pitch here in the home 7th is in for a strike. Angel Santiago is the batter. He chops one to the left side. It's handled at third. And Santiago is thrown out for out number 1.
Maletti looking to get a quick inning here, but Vigliotti coming up to the plate, and Joe, this could be his last chance at this potential cycle. Something into the gap. He have a great opportunity.
This ballpark, definitely a good triples ballpark. And you know if Vigliotti sends one into the gap, he will be on his horse, as they say. We'll find out how much he has in those legs as we play in the 7th. Now, there, it looked like he was swinging for another home run.
He was swinging for the fences on that one.
Big swing and a miss by the CSI freshman, and he takes high. Why not?
He's got to know he's got to be a triple shy the cycle.
And that's it out to right. Falling fast, but not fast enough. As the catch is made by Manicero.
First time today they retire Vigliotti, but what a great day at the plate. If that were to be his last at bat. 6 RBIs, the double, the single, and the home run. Huge day for the CSI freshman.
And speaking of CSI freshmen, one more coming to the plate here. As the home plate umpire is having a word with Molloy on the mound. Perhaps he was ready a bit too quickly.
That's the only thing I could guess on that one.
Let's see if we can catch it. We'll push it right here. I think that was it. Here's a look.
First pitch of the at-bat was a ball for Weigel.
He's set.
Yeah.
Not sure. He was ready very quickly, but the home plate umpire was in his crouch. So, not sure. Maybe the umpire wanted to let him know that he needs to point first before he can deliver. Nonetheless, it's 2-0. And Weigel fouls that one away. If you're in the first 2 rows down there in the parking lot, you're holding your breath on
I
every
was just
foul
about to
ball.
say, that was very close to a car.
You're holding your breath on every single one of those.
We unfortunately had an instance last year where a window got smashed because of a foul ball. So you have to be very careful when you're parking here.
I've seen it at least 3 times in the 7 years I've covered CSI baseball here. And those are just the ones I've seen.
There's another instance. It
That
wasn't
lands in the
stands.
bleachers. Count now full on the Dolphins' third baseman. At least I have it full. And that misses for ball 4.
A late reaction, as Molloy thought that was strike 3. But Weigel gets on first to keep the inning going.
That will bring Tyler Martinez to the plate. Every Dolphin in the lineup today, 1 through 8, has at least 1 hit in this game. Martinez is 1 for 3 with a run scored. Here he's ahead in the count 1-0. And that misses for ball 2. For Sean Molloy, he comes in, having appeared in just 3 games, 4 2/3 under his belt thus far this year. This is a big swing and a miss by Martinez. Molloy has a 5.79 ERA. In those 4 2/3, he's allowed 7 hits, 8 runs, 3 of those earned. He's walked 6 and struck out 4. Opposing batters hitting .350 against him.
And a strike away from getting out of this bottom of the 7th inning.
And the 2-2 is ripped right into the glove of the third baseman. And Larkin puts it away for the final out of the inning. Dolphins strand 1. Their lead remains 11. We head to the 8th.
Kettle Black on Staten Island, a top 5 wing joint in America by Food and Wine magazine. serving daily lunch and dinner at the bar or on the floor. Perfect for family and group parties with top shelf drink and delicious food. From great times with good friends, live sports and watch parties, to Staten Island's hottest nightlife. The Kettle Black features live music and DJs weekly. The Kettle Black features daily and nightly food and drink specials. The best Staten Island has to offer is at the Kettle Black. We'll see you there at the Kettle Black, located on 415 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
And we're back for the 8th inning, where Ryan Kehoe opens the frame with 109 pitches. That's hit on the ground, left side. Weigel, strong throw, and it's in time. And that's exactly what Kehoe needed. One pitch, one out.
If Kehoe is to potentially somehow finish this game, Joe, he's going to need a lot of first or second pitch outs. So he definitely needed that there here at the top of the 8th inning.
He sets down Tom Lebrecht on one pitch. Garrett Scavelli at the plate, and he looks at a strike. We spoke about it during the break. Kehoe obviously now at 111 pitches. I can't imagine they send him out there for another inning.
It'd be very tough with the pitch count he's got.
You'd have to look at the schedule and try and map out when you expect his next outing to be. If you don't think he's pitching again for a week, maybe you can send him out for one more.
Now keep in mind, Joe, his longest outing of the season was 2 times with 7 innings. So this is now his longest outing of the year with that first out he got in the top of the 8th inning. So it'll be interesting to see how much longer he goes in this inning.
He's ahead 1-2, and he finds the inside corner for strike 3 called.
There's another strikeout for him on the day. And now 2 quick outs. 1 out away from an 8th shutout inning. Kehoe has been great for CSI.
At the plate now, Anthony Manacero. He looks at a strike. Manacero is 1 for 3 at the plate. Comes the 0-1. That's it on the ground to third. Another chance for Weigel. He throws across the diamond, and the side is retired. 1-2-3 inning for Ryan Kehoe. And, Nick, I think he's coming out for the ninth.
I think you have to give him that opportunity now with that 1-2-3 inning.
I think he's coming out for the ninth. We will see. The Dolphins lead by 11.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor.
It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
Dolphins by 11. Bottom half of the 8th from the CSI Baseball Complex. Brian Burkhead, the batter, to lead things off for CSI. He looks at a strike and takes that pitch out of the zone for ball 1.
Burkhead had an RBI hit his last time up.
The only Dolphin who started this game and is hitless stands in the on-deck circle. So Jake Myers will get one more chance. I'm sure he won't mind as his team has a big lead, and they are closing in on their first win against Molloy in program history. And Burkhead is retired for the first out.
We'll see how Nick Cipolleti does here. He's had a couple of first pitch hits in this game. Last one bringing home a run. He's had himself a nice day at the plate as well, as pretty much all the Dolphins have had.
Should have said the one Dolphin without a hit is in the hole. Myers hitting behind Cipolleti. Cipolleti looks at a strike. And he's quickly behind 0-2. That pitch is fouled away. Dolphins with 11 runs on 13 hits, 1 error. The Lions, no runs, just 4 hits, 2 errors in the game. They are 3 outs away from being shut out for the first time this season. Comes the 1-2. That's chopped foul.
The gifts are starting to come in again, Joe, and the potential decision that Coach Morrow has here for the top of the 9th inning with Ryan Keogh.
At this point, I'd be shocked if he comes out, as that throw is just in time over at first base.
Well, Jake Myers will have a chance to get his first hit of the day and give every CSI starter a hit in this game. 2 outs here at the bottom of the 8th inning.
Myers very easily could have had a hit earlier. Quality bunt to the right of the pitcher. That's hit to the left side, and I think that's going to be a hit.
Thought about going to second on that play.
He thought about it. I'm not sure if the shortstop was in the range of our infield camera. I think he was, so we kept it there. I think Myers will probably get a hit for that one.
Did.
And he is awarded a hit.
Now officially every Dolphins hitter has a hit in this game. Talked about it pregame, Joe. Couldn't have asked. You really needed this type of effort from CSI's hitting. They've got it in this game, and to say so.
Michael Kehoe quickly in a 2-strike hole. You can see Molloy on the mound moving very quickly. Kehoe getting ready very quickly. As that's it on the ground, left side. Another chance, short. And that's going to be another Dolphins hit.
It has been a tough day at shortstop for the Lions.
And it looked like Myers was a bit shaken up over at second.
Well, for Shendy, he gets another RBI opportunity here. Try to increase this Dolphins lead to potentially 12.
Molloy was an out away from a 1-2-3 inning. Gonchar had a chance over at short, but couldn't make the play on the ball hit by Myers. Had another chance there. That one a much tougher play. Fielded the ball, falling down onto the infield dirt, and his throw was just a bit offline at second. And Shendi Ulaj is now behind 0-2. Dolphins now have 15 hits in the game. That sails up high. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. That's hit in the air out to center. Shallow, just beyond the infield. And the catch is made for the final out of the inning. The Dolphins strand 2 on base, but their lead is 11 runs. Will Ryan Kehoe emerge from the dugout? We'll find out after this break.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Top of the 9th inning from the CSI Baseball Complex. Ryan Kehoe back to the mound. And you know, Nick, a couple of minutes ago I was looking at the time, and I said to myself, this is the fastest moving 3-hour game I've ever called. This game did not start at noon. It started at 1 o'clock. We are just over 2 hours into this game. And if this game ends within the next 10 or 15 minutes, this will be the fastest 9 innings I've ever called.
And give credit to Ryan Kehoe for that being the way it is. He's pitched a great game. The Dolphins attacked early in this game offensively, and it's led to kind of the quick pace of the game in total. Even Molloy, we saw in his pitching, he's been going fast with his windup. So it's been a very good paced game for all parties. And CSI now is 3 outs away from a big-time win.
I think at this point the mindset for both teams is to get on to the next one. Dolphins hope to get out of here with a win. They appear well on their way to doing that, just 3 outs away. As for Molloy, they were able to preserve most of their bullpen, and they'll be right back at it against this Dolphins team tomorrow, weather permitting. If not tomorrow, these two sides meet again for a doubleheader on Sunday. That's it out to shallow right, and Santiago makes the catch.
Love the effort of Myers on the play to also try to make the play. Lost his hat again. Santiago tracks it down for the first out. Kehoe, 2 outs away, Joe, from that CGSO.
Second game we've called here on Sportsnet consecutively, where the Dolphins starter has made a bid for a complete game. John Esposito was successful on Sunday against the Knights. Ryan Kehoe, 2 outs away. That pitch sails up high. Aiden Larkin, the batter. He's 1 for 3. This next pitch, number 122 for Kehoe.
Hayden Kilty still up in the Dolphin bullpen.
That catches the outside corner for a called strike. Here comes the 1-1. And that's fouled away.
We talked about in the pregame, Joe, Kehoe does have a complete game of the season, but that was in a 7-inning doubleheader. So he has a chance to go the full distance today and get a true traditional complete game here with 2 strikes here with 1 out.
He has shown no signs of slowing down this entire game. The 1-2 is hit in the air, just beyond the infield. Cipolletti underneath it, and he makes the catch for the second out.
After having trouble in the 7th inning, got a 1-2-3 inning in the 8th. It is now 1 out away from a 1-2-3 ninth and getting that complete game.
Chris Peralta will come to the plate. Peralta is 0 for 3. He is the final hope for Molloy. That pitch misses for ball 1.
Keogh did a great job today. No matter what the outcome is, 0 runs, 4 hits only for the Lions. He has really done a great job of keeping the Lions out of base, and now has a 1-1 count here with 2 outs in the top of the 9th inning, 2 strikes away from getting that complete game shutout.
Molloy has been held to 4 hits or less just once this year. Their season low in hits is 2, but they have not been shut out, as that's down in the dirt for ball 2. As for the Dolphins, they had a shutout against Adelphi earlier in the season. That is their only shutout of the year. Here comes the 2-1. That's sent foul. And Molloy is now down to their final strike.
Keogh looking to add to his strikeout total here and end the game in convincing fashion with 1 more strikeout. 2-2 coming up.
Keogh's pitch on its way. That's it on the ground to short. Cipolletti handles, and he throws to first to win it for the Dolphins. A complete game effort on the mound for Ryan Kehoe. Back-to-back games here at home where the Dolphins starter has gone the distance. CSI beats Molloy for the first time in program history. They pick up conference win number 2. The Dolphins win it 11-0.
Keogh gets his 3rd win of the season, 2nd complete game on the year, and gets the shutout with the cherry on top of it to end this one. And not only that, Joe, an 11th spot for that Dolphins offense that had been, kind of struggling the last couple of games. They got a great offensive, effort, especially from A.J. Vigliotti with 6 RBIs on the day. Huge win overall for CSI. Their 2nd win now in conference play.
Great effort all around from the Dolphins here today. You could not have asked for much more. If you're Mike Morrow or a member of this Dolphins coaching staff, if you're a fan of CSI, you have to love what you saw from your offense today. 11 runs, 15 hits. And if you're a fan of pitching, Ryan Kehoe put on a show, a complete game shutout in which he allowed just 4 hits. Probably the best effort by any Dolphins starter this season. Certainly the best we've covered here at home. Kehoe goes the distance for the 2nd time this year. The shutout is also his 2nd of the year, as he shut out Adelphi in that game that I just mentioned before, a 4-0 Dolphins win down in Myrtle Beach earlier this year.
Yeah, Keogh, you saw it a lot in this game, Joe. Got early in the count, got a lot of 1st and 2nd pitch strikes, and that's really what hurt Molloy at the end of the day. Keogh would get in ahead of the count early, would get those strikeouts, had a lot on the day, and he just pitched phenomenal. Back-to-back games we've had here now where CSI's pitching has gone the distance. They've allowed just 1 run in their last 2 home games with their pitching, so it's been a great, strong effort from CSI. Can they continue the momentum going into the weekend? We'll have to say.
We certainly will, and you will get the chance to be a part of the call on Sunday, should it be a doubleheader. Now, I will not be here on Sunday if the Dolphins play at home. It will be the first baseball or softball game that I've missed in its entirety in 7 years. So it has been a very long time since I have missed a game. I will not be around this weekend. So if they do play a doubleheader on Sunday, you and Andrew will split that call, with one of you taking Game 1, the other taking Game 2. If it is just one game on Sunday, Andrew Rotundo will have the call on play-by-play. Good luck to him handling our cameras and engineering as well on his own. Perhaps we can try and set it up where somebody else does that, though it might not be easy. We'll see if we can figure that out once we sign off. So until Sunday, this has been Joe Foreman, and for my broadcast partner Nick Bavona and all of us here at the College of Staten Island, thank you for watching. Our final score, CSI over Molloy, 11-0. The Dolphins improve to 8-12. The Lions fall to 16-10. For the Dolphins, it is their first win over Molloy in program history. For the Lions, they are now 4-1 against the conference. The Dolphins are now 2-3. This series continues tomorrow at Molloy, weather permitting. If those games are wiped out due to inclement weather, we'll see you back here for a doubleheader on CSI Sportsnet come Sunday. Everyone, enjoy the rest of your Friday afternoon.